Lewis Capaldi. He sounds dead good when he sings, doesn't he? Hold Me While You Wait, that one is called. Such a talent, what a voice. Right, we're going back to our wonderful writer with his editor, Lee Marks, and his editor, Josh, who popped into the studio earlier. Now, Lee's book, it's his very first book. It is called Break the Silence, and it is about male victims of domestic abuse. And the stories and the insight in this book come from the wealth of experience that Lee has gained working in this industry, in the support industry, for primarily male victims of domestic abuse across Worcestershire. Josh also works in the same area, if you like, not just geographically, but in the same subject area. So between the two of them, they have a lot of experience to, well, unfold in this book, written by Lee, but very carefully picked through by Josh. It's a fascinating book, and well, I'll let them explain exactly what the aim is, and also why it is very important to pick this particular angle on the subject of domestic abuse. We hear a lot about domestic abuse when it comes to women. Yeah. But it's not just, male victims don't necessarily have to be just male victims of females. They can be male victims of males in same-sex relationships. Yes. And that's what one of your areas of expertise, Josh.
It is indeed.
Is that that's what you work with now? Or you have done?
I have done previously, yeah, because we did have, when I was co-facilitating Rejuvenate, I was working with, say, a few same-sex, say what men who identified as within that context, yeah.
And you brought Josh in to edit your work.
Yes.
So is this is it a joint project, really, this book? I mean, it's your book, Lee.
It has been. It certainly has been. And Josh is very, very, very much a part of it. Because, I can put down all my experience and all the stuff that I had. But trying to publish it and get it out there yourself without an established editor, I sat and thought, right, I need somebody that knows about this field that can read through it so I can make sure that I'm not missing anything glaring out of it, or if there's anything in there that maybe I've worded a little bit wrong that could land me in trouble. And certainly, because I was talking to Josh all the way through the process of me writing it, he's been one of my sources of sanity through the process of writing it, and I thought, why don't I just ask Josh if he wants to edit it for me? So you took it, didn't you?
Yes, if anything, jumped at the chance, because the book is very unapologetically himself in terms of the way he portrays the issue and how he works with people and how he can make a complex issue such as this a lot more accessible and a lot more understandable for people who have no idea in terms of tactics, legislation, anything they need to do if their partner is being abusive in terms of reporting, aspects of court, all of this. And just to sort of add on top of a wealth of experience has been a real joy to do.
Of course. I mean, I haven't read the book yet. I can't wait. Just on a practical level, where do we get it?
Is
it a digital book only?
No, we've done it in. It's available on Amazon. You can get it on ebook or in paperback format. Just by looking "Break the Silence" and Lee Marks through Amazon, it brings it up. Also on my website, which is www.breakthesilenceuk.co.uk. It's got lots of advice and stuff around domestic abuse on there for males, and it gives a link on my blog page to go straight to the page where the book's being sold as well.
Okay. Is this something that is maybe the start of a big project?
We've been talking about
this.
We
have indeed.
Because I'm sensing that Break the Silence is, half the battle, isn't it, is getting people to realise they're victims and then talk about it, know they're not alone, seek help in that sort of order, but it's stage by stage.
Yeah, it's definitely something. When I came out of working in domestic abuse, because I worked predominantly with men when I was in the contract, but I did support some females as well. It wouldn't be wrong to say it broke my heart coming out of working out of that, but because of funding and things as they were, it made things very difficult. To have this opportunity now, to have this website set up, to get this book out there for us, we've talked about it a lot. We see it at the start of something potentially as being a lot bigger. We've put ourselves out there to be able to go and talk at seminars or meetings about the subject of domestic abuse, which some people have already emailed us back on. So we will be doing that. And we do have a long-term goal, whether it be through another book, or whether we can look at funding in the future to try and put together a domestic abuse service for males, more face to face.
And in Worcestershire?
Yeah, to start with in
Worcestershire.
Yeah, because that's the area we know, that's the area we've worked in. So
how do you define, where does the line come between couples that row and bicker and insult each other? When does it become actual abuse? And is there a line, or is it a very grey area in the middle?
It's a grey area. I think it's quite a thin line as well.
Yeah, especially, well, it all depends on the context behind those arguments, whether this is something where it's like a small disagreement, but you are made to feel that this is a massive issue that, you know, you shouldn't have got wrong, especially if you feel like, even if it's via a barrage of text messages or anything like that, where there is a sense of fear, like in terms of subtext.
So if there is anxiety involved in your feelings about those messages and the communication within a relationship, if you feel anxious about something your partner said to you or something that you'll have to tell them, then that's when...
So, well, especially in terms of a healthy relationship, a couple should be able to discuss their differences and be able to understand where each other's coming from.
Do have a look then, www.breakthesilenceuk.co.uk.